live right now, Matt.
Copy that.
It's the weekly show about Pro AV with the hottest news in the AV industry. It's rAVe TV. Give it up for Steph and Gary. Steph and Gary.
Hey, Steph.
Hey, Gary. How's it going?
Doing well, doing well. I'm here at the office using my Shure microphone and Shure headphones, and you are at CEDIA. It looks like you're at the entrance of the show floor.
Yes, I am not in the office. As you can see, I am at CEDIA Expo. So I thought that we could kick off the show with, walking you around the show floor, Gary, and showing you everything that there is to look at.
Would you mind yelling because your mask and the noise? So talk really loud for us because we're having a hard time hearing you.
Sorry about that. Yeah. So I figured we could kick the show off, Gary, I can take you around the show floor and show you what there is to see.
Okay, do it.
All right, let's do it. So it obviously looks a little bit different this year. It is not quite as busy. She has my badge on and her own. Thank you. But yeah, here's what we have going on.
I see a few booths there. I mean, there's people.
Yeah,
there's people around there.
There's definitely people. So I think that the big worry that no one was going to come is it's alleviated now because there are obviously people here. There are people talking to manufacturers. It's just not I have room to walk around. And at a regular show of this size that in regular times, that's normally not the case. You're bumping into people.
Yeah. It looks like, the nice thing about a show like this is that you have more intimacy. The sad thing about a show like this, it just doesn't seem like a trade show.
For sure. So I think that one of the things I've been looking forward to speaking with different manufacturers about is okay, has a show that's pared down to this size actually been good for you because you've gotten to have longer conversations with attendees? You don't have as many appointments. Right. So therefore, you can spend a little more time talking to the people who are here. And
how many booths are there?
How many booths? I don't know the number off the top of my head. But we do have an updated list. So on the CEDIA who's in, who's out, I had our assistant editor, Katie, update it with a final update this morning using the information that I had on the CEDIA Expo app and everything that's on CEDIA's website.
Yeah. And I'm actually showing that right now on our website. It has a list of who's in and who's out. You can actually go look. When I counted this morning, it looked like somewhere between 80 and 100 booths, something like that, that stayed in. But of course, maybe 150 of them left. So, but hey, I see you're walking the floor. There's a lot of space where people would have been, obviously.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So where we're walking right now, I think is where a booth would normally be. But you can see right here, we're making the most of it. There's still a lot going on. Everyone is still having conversations.
Yeah.
As you can see, there's not a booth that's really being unattended right now. So There are fewer booths here, but there are attendees, manufacturers, things are going on at every booth. So
who has the biggest booth? Who's the big booth? Who's the one that everybody's going to see?
It looked like Origin Acoustics had a lot of people. Let's go over there and look at their booth because it was actually really cool looking.
Yeah, Origin is a manufacturer of high-end home theater speakers. They started with in-wall. Now they have surface mount speakers. They have outdoor speakers. We have some news on our website. They've made a couple of acquisitions recently. Origin is Jeremy Burkhart, the Soundcraft guy, our Speakercraft guy, started Origin Acoustics about 6 or 7 years ago, and it's become a major force in the industry. And they just bought Autotomic, right? Isn't it who it is that they bought?
I think that is right, Gary.
Yep.
But yeah, we're making our way.
You're doing all right. You're doing well.
But this is giving you like a little, like a real walkthrough of the show floor. This is it. You're seeing it.
I think it's bigger than people realize. I mean, it's definitely bigger than I thought it was going to be. Like the distance you've had to walk right now is actually surprising me. I kind of thought it would all be compressed on a small floor. By the way, they have their stage where they're doing the keynotes and stuff. They moved to the show floor.
And then here's the launch pad that we've covered also in a few of our stories, which is really focusing on like different innovations.
Yeah.
Kaleidoscape also has a pretty big booth this year, like, compared to others.
Yeah. Yeah. And Kaleidoscape makes media players for home theaters. They're very popular because they have first run movies, usually earlier than say Apple TV and the others do. But plus they provide a much higher quality experience than typical Apple TV.
Yeah. And Draper has a really big, very busy booth right now. Like we're going to pass by Draper and you're going to see that they've got a lot of people over there talking to them right now. So
if you see Draper, Penny when you pass by, will you tell her I said hello? Or will you grab her and put her on camera?
Yeah, sure.
And have you gotten to the Origin Acoustics booth yet? Or are you just kind of walking around?
Not yet.
Oh, wow.
Yet. We're just kind of walking around.
There is a lot of open space. I guess what they're trying to do is a lot of social distancing to make sure that people are comfortable.
So with all the open space, they've created like a nice little seating area.
Yeah.
So to keep everyone social distancing and to like let you sit down and eat or do what you need to do.
I'm a little bit worried about InfoComm because InfoComm added a 6-foot distance limitation, whereas as you can see here that people are not 6 feet apart.
Right. Yeah. So that's going to be a little bit difficult. Is that? Hi, here's Penny, Gary.
Oh, there. Hey, grab her, and.
Hey. I'm on rAVe TV right now, Gary. Wanted to tell you, hey.
Hey, Penny, tell her, hey, congratulations on their new launches. They've got some really new products, and you're going to go tour the factory on Friday, right?
Launches. Yes, I am going to tour the factory on Friday. I'm very excited. Yeah, I'm excited. I'll come back over later, but it's good seeing you. All right.
There you go. Thank you. There you go.
Continuing on our tour.
Love it. Love it. Love it. This is great. Steph, you're doing a great job. Whoever's handling the camera work is doing a phenomenal job.
That is our very own Emily Dean, who is my camera woman today.
Yeah.
She's got a very steady hand. All right. So we are about to pass by Origin Acoustics, and you're going to see like their design is actually very, very beautiful. I'm very into it.
So ask Emily to walk around the booth and show the design of the booth.
Okay. Come on, Emily. Let's get in there.
And if you see Jeremy Burkhart, grab him and put him on rAVe TV.
Okay. Do you know who I've never seen Jeremy Burkhart.
He's got a lot of tattoos. How's that, Steph? That help you out a little bit?
A little bit.
Beard.
Is that Jeremy?
Big beard. Yeah.
He's talking to someone right now.
Oh, that's Jeremy. I see Jeremy. So he's created like a little park, it looks like, in his booth.
Yeah, so they've gone with like an outdoor kind of theme.
Yeah.
Like to show what all of their outdoor speakers can do.
Yeah.
And I was in yesterday when they were setting it up, and I was like, oh, this one's going to be the prettiest booth of the show, and I really think it is.
It's different. You know, when you normally go to shows, you see lots of big signage and stuff like that over the booth, and I don't see it.
Yeah, but this one stands out to me. I think it's very, very pretty.
Yeah. Now, Steph, you're going to have to step away from that booth before we get hit with a copyright violation, because as soon as the powers that be on YouTube and Facebook and LinkedIn are listening, the Big Brother listens to our broadcast. When they hear music that is still popular, they're like, you are violating copyright, even though it's just background music
running up out
from
of
a
there.
booth. Well, phenomenal job, Steph. You are there in Indianapolis. We have, I think, 6 people there covering the show. We're going around shooting booths at every. We're going around shooting videos at every booth on the show floor. So, figure we're going to shoot maybe 150 videos, maybe 200 videos. We'll put them all at ravepubs.com/whatever that is. And I guess I need to make sure I share that at some point in time. I'll make sure that I share that. But it's ravepubs. We'll put that link. We'll make sure we put the link in the broadcast right now. But it's ravepubs.com/CEDIA Expo 2021. CEDIA Expo 2021. So I'm going to share that right now on the screen. So let's do that. pop that up
All
there.
right.
This is the microsite where all of our videos are going to go. You can actually shoot the video. You can actually do a search of the manufacturer by video. We're shooting the videos today, tomorrow, and Friday. So give us a couple days to get them up. So Steph, where are you? You back in the entrance?
I'm back in the entrance right now. Gary, I'm going to let you take the next couple of stories. I'm going to run back into our meeting room, and I will join there for my computer so you can hear me a little bit better.
Perfect. Well,
all right.
Thanks, Steph. And Steph's going to run back to the office. So I'm taking over from here for now. First off, welcome to rAVe TV. I want to thank all of you for joining us. As you can see, we're coming to you live on ravepubs.com. We're coming to you live on LinkedIn, Facebook, and Twitter. If you want to interact with us, talk to us, or if you want Steph to go somewhere, make sure she checks out something, put it in the comments wherever you are right now. I want to thank our sponsors, Shure. I'm using Shure. That's why you can hear me. I'm also want to thank Legrand, two big sponsors of rAVe TV. And I want to thank them for being part of rAVe TV. The first story up is about CEDIA. It's a sample of who's exhibiting at CEDIA. We actually have like a little, our observations the first day of the show and sort of some of the brands that are the bigger brands that we've seen. Acoustics is there, rAVe, iRoom. Of course, iRoom has all those the iPad mount stuff and for control and simplify control screen innovations. But yeah, they're all on our website. If you go to ravepubs.com/CEDIA Expo 2021, you'll see that story up there. So let's kind of shift gears just a bit, and let's talk about our first kind of breaking story on our website from earlier this week. QSC sent out a notice to all their dealers globally saying, hey, there's some products that we're having shortages on, problems with, and we aren't going to be able to ship those products for a while. And they handed out a list of the products, the CP series, CXQ series, GX series, K2 series. But, hey, listen, they're not alone. They're not the only company that's going to have supply problems. I appreciate the fact that QSC gets in front of the market and says, look, we're having problems here. Here's the areas that you as an integrator are going to need to start looking for other suppliers, or consider that when you're speccing these products for the delivery time, they won't be able to fulfill those orders other than the orders that were already there until January. They'll start filling them again. And I hope that the global supply chain issues get solved quickly. But I know this is going to be an issue, not just for QSC, but everyone in the industry. It's going to be a tough fall because we're going to be coming out of COVID. We're going to be wanting to get back to normal. We're going to be trying to get back to normal. And all of a sudden, we're going to be hit with more and more supply chain problems. Everything from, in fact, you've probably noticed the price of consumer TVs has almost doubled over the last, it's gone up somewhere between 50 and 70% in the year 2021. And hey, this is a good time. This is a great time, I think, to take a break and listen to one of our sponsors. So check this out from Legrand. So many brands, so many products. What a great company. What a great partner for us to have. And I'm excited that we're going to be able to bring Steph back on. Steph actually went to the press office and logged back on, and she doesn't have to wear a mask right now because she's by herself.
Yeah.
Steph, that was awesome for you to do that tour for us. I really appreciate it.
Oh, no, it was no problem. And it was so much fun. So, yeah, sorry if anyone had trouble hearing me or anything, but I really tried to keep my mask on just because I'm coming into contact with so many people on the show floor. So tried to keep it safe and socially distanced, but it really is a nice show floor. And there are still exhibitors, there are still attendees there. And I was really happy I got to show that.
Well, while you were doing the tour on the show floor, you're using a special new technology that we have developed with a big partner of ours that we'll announce at InfoComm. We're not ready to announce it yet. We're in the process of patenting it. And everything looked great and everything sounded great. Of course, you're using earbuds. We got some mic issues on the show floor. And everything was in sync. You go back into the press office now, we're out of sync with your audio and video. So this is kind of what happens when you go with bandwidth issues, and we're not using our special box. We're using just plain old bandwidth that you get off of the internet in a press room, but we do have Steph live. We don't have to look at her on her mask. You look great, Steph. The team is doing a great job there. And I want to pop over to our next story. I had a chance to share the story about QSC, but the next one is kind of my story, I guess. I wrote part 2. Steph was bugging me. You got to get this out. I finally finished part 2 of Simple Expectations at InfoComm 2021. And basically, I'm writing a series of articles. It's going to end up being probably 10 blogs of things that exhibitors should consider when deciding how to present at InfoComm 2021, but also things attendees should consider. That blog is on our website right now at ravepubs.com. Just click on the blogs. Lesson number 2, or part 2, Steph, was part 1 was keep it simple. Part 2 was exhibit one product, show one product, one thing. And I justified it. What did you think?
I kind of agree. I agree with one that there is going to be a very specific type of attendee who is going to be at these shows. It's not going to be all the different types that we're used to. It's going to be 1 or 2 very specific types who are looking for a certain thing. So really focusing and honing in on one product is, I think, going to lead manufacturers to more success. I agree with what you're talking about. Probably this is like the first time ever where I'm like, yeah, Gary, no qualms. I agree. Like, good job.
Well, I kind of broke the attendees into 3 categories: tier 1, tier 2, tier 3. And I explained kind of behind the curtain how we look at attendees at InfoComm, because we have a lot of experience with engaging with a lot of people. At a show like InfoComm, we're giving away 10 to 12,000 t-shirts. We're giving away $30,000 to $50,000 worth of prizes and doing the game at the show. And we have a lot of experience with different kinds of attendees, the different kinds of people that attend. So I kind of give them a little behind the scenes look of how we look at the attendees. And I explain like what each kind of attendee goes to the show for and what they're looking for. And I explained that only tier 1 is going to go to InfoComm this year and why. And, it's just, it's a fact of COVID, but check them out blog. Let me know what you think. You don't have to agree with me. Next story up is the Origin Acoustics. I mentioned it while you were doing the tour, and so it's actually ambisonic.
Yeah, yep. That was right. And I couldn't remember the name off of the top of my head either, but I just showed you their booth, which was very, very pretty. Wasn't able to talk to Jeremy, but I'll go talk to him later. He was talking to an attendee, but it's exciting that they purchased Ambisonic because Origin is such a cool company. And I'm excited to see what they do with it. I'm excited to see what kind of products that they come up with together.
Yeah. So. And if, Jeremy's building an empire, a speaker empire, I should say, over there at Origin Acoustics. He's picked a great brand. I mean, I think them being able to expand their line of outdoor products specifically with Ambisonic, great marriage. I'm sure the people at Ambisonic are excited because Jeremy's just an exciting person to kind of be around. He exudes a lot of fun energy. You said you weren't sure who he was. You should go meet him, Steph. You're new.
I will.
Sort of new to the residential side. You focus mostly on the commercial side. So I will encourage you to go meet him because I think you will love him. And if you can convince him to do a one-on-one interview, he usually does something crazy in the interview. So if you can get him on video to do something, I know that it's going to sound surprising, but he actually stripped an interview one time that your very camera person actually shot. And it was hilarious. He did it live on video. But hey, let's take a quick break and have a message from our sponsor, Shure.
Things have changed. Conversations that used to happen around a table now take place on leading video conferencing platforms. What hasn't changed is the need for clarity in those conversations. Alongside key strategic partners, Shure is bringing the next generation of audio solutions to the workplace. Experience crystal clear audio solutions from Shure.
So Shure's a great company, great partner. We're excited to have them. And they've told us something today that we're really excited about. I don't think we should share it yet. I think we should just show them when it happens. What do you think, Steph? I think I lost Steph. I can see Steph, but I can't hear Steph. So I'm gonna take over until this is what happens with bandwidth. But I want to.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now. I'm gonna say we don't want to share our secret thing about Shure. We'll do that maybe in a couple weeks. What do you think?
100% agree. I think we should wait to share until we have the full effect.
Yeah, I think the effect is cool. Speaking of effect, DSE has a new brand, new logo, new name. It's now called the Digital Signage Experience, and that's going to be a show that'll kick off next year. What do you think of the new logo, Steph?
I like it. I think it's I think that what they wanted was to make it similar, but they also very different. And I do think that they captured that in the new logo.
It's very Microsoft looking to me. I think that if you went and looked at the Microsoft logo and went and looked at this, I think you'd see colors that look very, very similar. Of course, not that matters. I mean, Coke and Chick-fil-A have the same color red, and people still know what Coke is and still knows what Chick-fil-A. You know who Chick-fil-A is, right? Steph, you like Chick-fil-A, right?
Yeah. I dabble in the Chick-fil-A arts occasionally.
We love Chick-fil-A because you don't actually have to wait in the drive-thru. They have humans standing in the drive-thru that take your order, and you don't have to deal with the squawk box thing there. But that's why I personally like
Chick-fil-A.
Squawk box.
Hey, that's it. Hey, AV people looking to get into something new, make better boxes at a drive-thru so that I can hear what's going on.
Somebody
so y'all want to make some money, do it.
And someone go to Cookout. If you've never heard of Cookout, the one thing you'll remember out Cookout, you'll remember I said this. You've never heard of Cookout. The one time you're going to go to Cookout, you're going to be, oh my God, Gary said this. You can't understand anyone taking your order at a Cookout. And I kind of feel like it's part of their brand now that they make these, they're using these really crappy mics and speakers so that you can't hear them when they're taking your order. So it's kind of like a crapshoot when you go get it and you have to check your order. But the food is amazing at Cookout, is it not, Steph?
It is amazing, and you can get a crap ton of food for $5. So, it gets my stamp of approval for that alone.
It's willing to suffer through the...
It's not great service, but it is $5. So, it does what you need it to. And they have, 100 and something milk.
Yeah, I mean, they have 800 flavors of milkshakes that you can mix and match different toppings in, and they're like $3, and it's like a giant milkshake. So that same milkshake at Ben and Jerry's would be like $14. So it is definitely amazing. Plus tax, exactly. All right, so our last story of the day is DPA Microphones and Clang have a partnership for live events. So they are counting on live events to come back this year, and they've put together a partnership that's going to help live events companies and sort of streamline events, because they know more and more of this stuff based on what we've been through in the last year and a half is going to be computer based and centralized through computer control rather than discrete components. And the two companies have gotten together. You can check out that story. If you're in the rental staging market, you might be interested in what they're doing there, because obviously DPA and live events for microphones, and Clang with their control and management capabilities in addition to their other audio products. That'll be an interesting force to be reckoned with. But I think that, hey, I'm excited to see live events come back. I know you're excited to travel. I know our whole team that is there, all vaccinated, all excited to travel, and all of them are like, please let us go. And as the show started getting smaller and smaller, we were disappointing more people in the company, because originally we were going to take 16 people, and now I think there's 6 people there. But has Megan shown up yet? Is she there yet?
Yeah, Megan's here. She's walked the show floor a few times. She was excited to tell me about some appointments that she has throughout the day. She's going to be here talking to a lot of the companies that are getting into VR, AR, XR, and she's very excited to meet with them and come back and tell us everything that she's learned and how we can support them. They can support us. So I think that she's really excited to just hop into her role and hit the ground running. And I commend her on it, because she is really great at networking, which I'm not as great at. So
you're great at it. Don't undersell yourself. You're a great communicator. People love you. And if you are at CEDIA, stop Steph. You can't miss any of the rAVe team. They're all wearing the shirt. Stand up, Steph. Show them what the shirt looks like, okay, so they can recognize.
Yeah,
there you go. Big rAVe
it's
logo.
Our classic black. You can't miss it. Oh, I was talking crap about you. You just missed.
Literally, just we're talking about you, and
just as we were talking about her, she here.
There you go. Say, hey, Megan, how are you?
It's Beetlejuice. I said her name 3 times. She's doing good. He asked how the show has been going for you.
Great. It's been a lot of AV people that we haven't seen in a long time, and meeting with new companies. Exciting.
Yeah, it's
Yep,
been great. It's been fun.
So if you're there at the show and you see any of them, say hello. You got Ethan shooting videos, Abby shooting videos, Emily shooting videos. In fact, Emily might be shooting this video. I know she was shooting the tour earlier. Thanks for joining us, Steph. Thanks everyone for joining us for rAVe TV. And for now, don't forget, every Wednesday we come to you live on ravepubs.com, on Twitter, on Facebook, and LinkedIn. For now, we just want to say bye-bye.
It's the weekly show about Pro AV with the hottest news in the AV industry. It's rAVe TV. Give it up for Steph and Gary.